Today, I want to talk about the energy review. We are all familiar with the term life review, when before we fully transition from the third density reality into the one pool of consciousness at the moment of what we call death, we take inventory of experiences we had in our physical life to see which energies and patterns were resolved and which were not resolved and will need to be resolved in another life experience. Now, as we are going through a massive shift in consciousness and gradually transition into a lower density or higher frequency reality, we are not leaving our earthly vehicles behind, but we are still going through an inevitable, deep inner restructuring that requires us to clean out our closets, so to speak, to process what has been suppressed on a personal and collective levels. So, as we are transitioning into a fourth density reality, we are automatically going through what I would call an energy review, similar to a life review. As the vibration of the planet and our collective consciousness rises, the suppressed, misqualified life energy and unresolved issues come up, so that our default frequency can match the elevated new consciousness being born through us, so that eventually we come to a state of balance and energies inside and out equalize. This natural automatic process is being perceived as inner and outer turmoil. In case of a life review, we re-witness our actions, decisions, etc. As we are going through the energy review, we are not so much seeing, but primarily feeling. Energy, feelings, and emotions are to be felt, so we must shift our attention to our heart centers and give ourselves full permission to feel. To the mind, it can be scary to feel these emotions and see the accompanying thoughts, especially if we have been working on ourselves for a long time. It can feel as if we are falling into unconsciousness or devolving and regressing. This is because we feel and observe what is happening right inside of us so close that it feels very real. And it is real because these are the energies we have been carrying in our being. The key here is the act and ability of observation. If we are able to recognize what is happening and are able to observe the process, it means we are not regressing but simply witnessing the feelings and emotions in their fully dimensional representation, unraveling inside our own minds, hearts, and bodies. I remember that right before this big shift started happening, before the global pandemic, I literally felt as if I became a new human being. I felt a strong sense of completion. I thought there's no way I can ever feel the way I felt before. But then I felt as if I was falling back into becoming, reliving old energies, personal and collective. However, the only sign that showed that I didn't really revert was my full awareness and recognition of that. I felt like I was thrown around, unable to concentrate and move forward in spite of all the personal development and understanding I had before. I see it as a preparatory step to moving into the next higher frequency band of existence. As our consciousness rises, more is being revealed, and it may happen in stages as the more layers of deeply suppressed and misqualified energy are being exposed. Since the new paradigm does not support lower vibrational energies based in separation, we can't take the unresolved patterns with us and deal with them later. We need to consciously recognize the rising energies and emotions within ourselves and process them without harming ourselves or anybody else in the process. Non-judgmental acknowledgement and recognition of these energies during the energy review is fundamental. We need to be open enough to let them come up without feeling scared, making it personal, and thinking that something went wrong. We don't need to analyze anything either. The full permission to feel is the recognition and what is needed to process this energy. Even though the process may have an intellectual component to it, it's not necessary for us to understand mentally what these energies mean and what we personally have to do with them. The feelings are to be felt, which is the domain of the heart. As I have always been stressing and emphasizing, the only way to get through it gracefully and effectively is by way of self-compassion. We must trust that we can hear our higher guidance and that we are guided in the right direction. We must know that we are making progress in our personal and collective evolution, even though it may not feel that way at the moment. We must hold the vision of the new future, not as a way of escaping the pain and confusion, but as a work of art of our awakening consciousness.